Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. JJ Redick talking to Steph Curry. Steph Curry just sitting there like, yeah, tell me why you doubted me. I just want to hear it. I want to hear it from you. And he's sitting there chilling. And Natalie, he's so comfortable in his own skin because he knows that that's ridiculous. They played Luka. They played Luka in the playoffs, and they did just fine. They did just fine. So is that just further, despite the Warriors' struggles this year? I want to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
Has anything changed in your player rankings of who the best player is in the NBA?
Whatever. I see Vinny over there rolling his eyes. Like, no, like I don't understand. I don't know how, like, Steph is putting up some of the best numbers in the league right now. He's clearly still at the top of the league. Whether or not you consider him best, like, he's there. He's one of the top guys. So no, nothing in my opinion has changed. He is still the best. And as far as his pettiness, I love it. Like I'm also a very petty person, but that was silly when it was silly when JJ Redick said it. He is actually a low-key hater. I might say high-key. I have to think about it. But it didn't surprise me. Is he? Yes, and it did not surprise me. It didn't surprise me when he picked Luka.
But no, elaborate. You say he's like, why?
Because he always picks, like, when just in a lot of these discussions that come up with Steph when he's on First Take or wherever, and he has to put his opinion, somehow, no matter what, he just always picks against Steph. So his reasonable rationale, whatever he was saying, you always find reason. You always find rationale. You shouldn't have been picking Steph over Luka. That's why things went the way that it did. And Luka was great, but Steph outplayed him in that series. So, like, you're taking a body of work from Luka that's the last few years. You're just looking up clutch stats, and that's how you're forming your opinion. That's actually not that rational or reasonable, in my opinion.
Anyone that has an opinion that is not stamped and sanctioned by the Golden State Warriors and Steph Curry Hive all of a sudden becomes branded as a hater. Sometimes a guy can think something that counter to your team. Like when you ask Nat her 5 favorite players, she sounds like my man off Making the Band. Dylon, because I spit that hot fire. And Steph does spit that hot fire. He does. But you know what's kind of accurate. Sure it is. Okay, fine.
I won't let you get up here and do the straw man thing. You do this every time you're on the show with me. That is not true. I've said before,
what's a straw man?
People consider Giannis top of the league. That's fine. I get that. There's lots of players I've considered interchangeable with him. I say I think he's number one, and I make the reasons why I say that. But I also give credence to the fact that other players can be number one. So no, my list wouldn't be Steph. Just like also this year, I have said the Warriors are not good and they're not playing well. So no, if Kurt would have said that with me on the air, it wouldn't have impacted me because I am in agreement. Just like I'm in agreement with you on the Phoenix Suns and them being chesty. So it is not true. Let's not do straw mans. Let's just be accurate. I'm a lawyer in my past life, so I like accuracy, please. Thanks.
Well, I like can accuracy also account for like tongue in cheek with the Dylon reference? Like clearly I was joking, but understandable.
You do it all the time. You're portraying me to be some crazy person, so I got to let the people know. But Vinny's my guy. I love him to death. Just want everyone to know.
Oh my goodness, it's Thanksgiving. This is so perfect.
What's love got to do with Ike? What's love got to do with Ike?
This is what happens at Thanksgiving. This is what happens at Thanksgiving dinner. People sit down, and in the beginning, it's like, it's so good to see you. That lasts for 2 or 3 minutes, or maybe 25 minutes, and then the real stuff happens, and then we start to have these conversations. So let me ask you though, since we're on Steph and his team, I know he's putting up numbers. When Heelan said they're not good, is this salvageable with this team, or do they need to make some like dramatic is too strong, but do they need to make some moves to kind of give them some clarity so they can figure out, okay, this is who we are. And we can't keep talking about last year. We won a championship, great, best team in basketball, but 2022-23 brings about some different challenges and circumstances, and we need to confront that. Do they need to do something to rescue this season?
They do.
And what is it? So. If so, what is it?
Vinny probably will agree, maybe not with what I say, but I think he probably thinks the same. But let's see. So I think that to qualify Kurt's statement a little bit, I think the bench is not very good. Like the Warriors, it's been said already, their starting five is still the best starting five in the league, right? So like they're good, but you can't have the starting five play the entire game, right? So I think right now what's really missing, I don't even know if it's drastic. I think they just need another player, but it might be someone who can do multiple things. And I honestly don't know who that is, who can shore up the bench front court, right? I think that's what they're missing. And if they get that person, it will really help. Because right now, I mean, Dante is good. He's a backcourt player, but he's not providing like Gary Payton type impact, right? You don't have someone that's filling the Otto role that was supposed to be Jermichael Green. He is not doing that. So you need someone else in there on that second unit. And when you get that, I think it will make a drastic difference. As it is, since they've taken James Wiseman out the lineup, I don't want to like single him out. It seems like I am, but they've already improved in their overall net rating, offensive and defensive. So they know the changes that need to be made. Just a matter if they're going to pull the trigger.
You know what that sounds like? I don't mean to make fun of somebody, but like somebody smells in this classroom, and it might be Mike McDaniel. You know, that type. That's what it sounds like. That's
I know,
somebody didn't take a shower yesterday. Yeah, okay. My concern with Golden State is Steph is playing so well and playing so hard early. You're going to run him down. You're going to run him ragged before this season gets to the point where he can really ramp it up. Like I'm gonna say luckily for him, but kind of in a way, luckily for him last year, he had that injury that allowed his body to rest leading up into the playoffs, and then he could ramp it up. He can recharge a little bit, right? But he's playing at such a high level, and it's required to play at such a high level. And then, guys, they go and take nights off. They say, you know what, y'all? We won our one road game for the year in Houston. We'll take tomorrow in New Orleans off. Like, I don't know how good that is for this team in the long run. Like, it's to me, it's not necessarily about rest as it is the type of minutes that you're playing when you're out there. If you're running it to the bone while you're playing 33 minutes and then resting the next day, I don't know how that really accurately prepares you for the rigors of playoff basketball or what the sports science tells you. But I'm in agreement with Natalie. I do think they need, I won't say a drastic personnel move, but if Klay Thompson doesn't play better, this thing is going to go up in smoke. And it's not one team that I would say Golden State should be afraid of, but it's no one team that you can overlook either. And I think that is the clear and present danger for anybody in the Western Conference right now.
Yeah, I think I've spoke on like Klay and the fact that Jordan Poole needs to play better, but I guess I trust those guys to get it together. Klay Thompson's a proven champion, so I trust him to get it together because when I see Klay on the court, I don't see like someone who's struggling because like he doesn't know how to shoot anymore. I see someone pressing. I see someone who's like wants to prove he's still the same Klay. And most of the things that are hindering him are just like mental. It's himself. It's not like an ability. Like he can't defend the way he used to, but he can still be a solid defender, maybe not on the quick guards, but on some of the other players, right? So the whole resting, that's just Steve Kerr's philosophy. He rests them on the second night of a back-to-back. And if you look at the Warriors early season this year, they've just had a lot of back-to-backs, and they've done 4 or 5 in however many days. So they've sort of had a rough schedule to start the season. I didn't like the resting again in New Orleans, but that's just his philosophy. I don't think you have to worry about.
That's a bad look. That's a bad look.
I agree. But I don't think you have to worry about that preparing Steph for the postseason. He's a champion. Like that's it. The people you have to worry about for the postseason is the bench. Like the proven guys, I'm not worried about them. And the last thing that I just wanted to say is, I don't think Steph is going to wear down. I think this thing every year with him and worried about him, he's one of the best conditioned athletes in the league. All of his prior injuries have always been, for the most part, like since the ankle repair, contact injuries. Like someone hit him or they're not just like him and his body breaking down. So he's solid. He's sturdy. He's good. I don't think those are concerns. They got to get that bench short.
And he's turning 35 in March.
Okay, but right now 35. He's good.
Yeah, you got to. I agree. I think you got to. I think you got to have a maintenance plan, and not necessarily maintenance. You got to have a minutes plan. Now, the maintenance thing that Steve Kerr is doing, like, he really annoyed, and it wasn't even me. I didn't have tickets. What he said the first time he did it, he was like, oh, fans would be wise to check the schedule. Hey, man, I ain't trying to check the schedule and see
who you got the night before.
I got tickets. Yeah, I got tickets. I got tickets to the game. I see Golden State on the schedule. I'm going to get the tickets. I ain't trying to do no research, bro.
He did it twice in the same city.
Oh, ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. All right, anyway, this is what is not ridiculous. It's Thanksgiving. We got Thanksgiving traditions. We got Thanksgiving thoughts. Vinny, you said something a couple weeks ago. I want you to follow up on it. You called something a Thanksgiving movie, and I just want you to show your work. What did you call it? Tell the people, what did you call a Thanksgiving movie, and why is it?
The greatest ensemble cast of all time? Boomerang. That is the greatest Thanksgiving movie of all time. Now, you would say, what makes it a Thanksgiving movie? I don't know any Thanksgiving movies. You know Halloween, you know Christmas. The dinner scene with the chitlins and the, are you whipped? That is a Thanksgiving dinner scene. That is I can't name a comedy or a film that has a greater ensemble cast of stars and comics, notable people on there with minor roles, major roles. It is literally, every time that movie is on, no matter where it's at, I am cutting it on and I am sitting down, I'm transfixed.
I like it.
You buy it, Natalie? Thanksgiving movie?
It's a stretch, but I love the movie, so I'm gonna co-sign Vinny here.
Do you all have any Thanksgiving traditions that you follow? Any unusual things that you do in your family or that you do specifically around Thanksgiving that you'd like to share with our audience before we sign off?
Never had a chitlin in my life and never will have a chitlin in my life. That is the most disgusting. Not never. Are you crazy? Not never. Don't put a chitlin near me.
Yeah.
I never have either. But my family's Jamaican, so I don't think it's weird, but for us, we don't eat traditional, what people would consider Thanksgiving food. We eat Jamaican food. So there's jerk chicken and there's,
good. Yeah. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, we cook things that are like the foods that we eat and, but for the holidays. So that's for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
I can tell you this.
Go ahead. I was gonna say,
I was just gonna say,
go ahead.
No, it's good. Real quick. I'll tell y'all about chitlins since you've never had them. I used to have to go buy them. I'd buy them at the store. I'd bring them back. They would clean them. The whole family clean these chitlins and clean them for days. And you know what? Still nasty. Your house, they taste okay, but the smell lingers for at least a week. It's just nasty. Tell me about your aunt, though. Tell me about your aunt real quick. We got 30 seconds, Vinny. Tell me about your aunt. What she do?
She makes this strawberry sort of jello mold that's got strawberries and whipped cream and pecans and pineapples in it. Greatest thing ever. That's actually my formal request if she's watching. Can you make that for me, Auntie Carol? I appreciate it.
Sounds delicious.
Everybody. For the whole cast. Hey, appreciate you, Vinny. Happy Thanksgiving, Natalie. Happy Thanksgiving to both of you and your families and all of y'all. We just appreciate you. Love having this platform so we can just share and talk, make ourselves vulnerable, and have some good times as well. Hey, noon on Saturday, noon Eastern, OH. Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.